Okay, back on this hybrid Escape. So remember, video 1, we were 70 some degrees on the suction line coming out of the evaporator. So here's the suction line. Now we're 51 degrees. So that's 51 degrees of cool refrigerant coming back to cool off the compressor. The 104 here I actually have on the receiver dryer just as the liquid line comes out of from the compressor and it drops into the receiver. That's where I'm hooked on to it, because that's the only place I could get the condenser liquid line temperature was right here. So don't really pay attention to the superheater subcool, because I can't even get a right reading or a connection. This car is just freaking impossible. So the rear is not calling for air. The battery, the hybrid battery, doesn't need it. So when I hook onto here, I feel like nothing. It feels like it's 80 degrees. And make sure I'm in the liquid line one. Yeah, liquid line temperature right here, it's 104 degrees, because there is no refrigerant flowing through the rear evaporator right now. It's all only flowing through the front because it's not calling for the rear. So here we got 48 degrees. The temperature is lowering inside the cab of the car, so this will keep on lowering. That's the temperature of the refrigerant coming back to the compressor, cooling off the compressor. We're only suction line temperature. That's the only one that we're interested in right now. That's the one returning out of the evaporator, going back to the compressor. Remember, these videos today and maybe most of next week, we're all dwelling on just suction line temperature, and hopefully I could take befores and after. Like the suction line temperature of this before was 70 some degrees. Now we're right around 50 degrees after it's been just recharged right now. All right, catch you guys on the next one. Here's our air temperature. Oh, this one is a variable displacement compressor, and I have it turned the RPMs up a little bit to 1500 RPMs, and I believe the variable displacement cylinder valve is not working correctly. My low side falls up, my temperatures rise, and we lose cooling. So here I'm going, it'll go all the way up to like 41, 43. I am not getting full stroke out of this compressor. That takes further diagnosis, have to contact the customer and get approval. That means if that valve needs to be, and this only had 85 grams in it, so he came low. So I'm looking for a leak. That's going to be extra to look for a leak. We have not a drivability problem, but we have a drive problem in communication and controls to drive, I believe, the compressor. So it could do full stroke at idle, so it could do good cooling, but it's not right now. That's another diagnostic fee, more time, and hopefully the compressor wasn't damaged, because they drove this with only 85 grams. And as usual, the pressure switch, the low pressure switch, does not turn off the system when you're low. 85 grams of refrigerant was all in this whole system, and this whole system takes 1080 grams. It only had 85, and the compressor was just spinning away, no problem. Don't listen to the keyboard warriors or the YouTube professors or the couch potato engineers who tell you that the low side pressure switch saves your compressor. I also believe this compressor was burning hot when I put my hand on it, and it was operating with 85 grams of refrigerant. It was burning hot. And that's what happens when you listen to people say you don't have to service your AC, or you don't know, or your service manual from the manufacturer says there's no preventive maintenance in there to periodically have your air conditioning checked. People don't know. Even mechanics don't know this. Even the salesmen of AC equipment don't know this. There's so many people who don't know this fact, because for the manufacturer, it's all about keeping the price of maintenance down so they can brag how cheap their car is to maintain over like a 5-year period of their lifetime in warranty. All right, see you guys later. Adios.